Okay, good evening, USA, International, Long Island, aka Strong Island, Canada, and the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out with me on the 228th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. Alongside myself is the Instagram live feed. So make sure you turn your notifications for um for you to see me in action on Instagram live on multiple podcast pages on separate days, separate episodes and stuff. And in the meantime, why don't you grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. Click on the noti bell so you can be reminded on when the show goes on the air via live stream, and leave a like and a comment along with the episodes, with the topics that's being discussed. And on top of that, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, along with the other episodes in case you miss any of them. You can catch up. Of course, share the episodes, share the videos, download the episodes. Of course, don't forget to rate and also before I forget, tell a friend to another friend. Make sure you listen, stream, and watch the episodes. And I will handle the rest on where you can listen to the episodes at the end of the show. All right. So there you have it right there. Now I want to start off with haven't done this in a long time actually. And this is I haven't done this in a long time actually. And this is mental health check-in. Okay, let's do this. Yes, now this is the segment about taking the temperature of how I'm doing mentally, physically, and spiritually. And of course, and you out there, especially those that's actually going through something. And and the most part, I've been having a little left shoulder discomfort for the past couple of days since past January 8th. Um and and yeah, I'm actually back in action. I'm really getting as much rest as I can. And overall, I feel refreshed. I feel confident. I feel like I'm doing the best I can as a human being, trying to, you know, you know, trying my best not to compare myself to um a Scrooge per se, you know what I'm saying? And yes, I had to do a lot of reflecting and stuff, but at the same time, I know who I am. And I am going to continue doing the best I can to create more content, create more topics, find more topics for you folks, and 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 yeah, you get the gist. Other than that, man, let's get to our next thing that I'd like to call. Hang on a second. Yes, let's hit the New York Mass Transit files. Let's do this. Actually, that's the wrong thing. I meant to do this. All right. Um, let me see who came into the Instagram live feed real quick. Um, Shout outs to Dark Mark Show for coming in. Recognize the guy. Thank you for viewing this. And let's get started. All right, so first topic in our transit news is pertaining to the Interborough Express. All right, and this is according to amny.com. The proposed Interborough Express connecting Brooklyn and Queens will move forward as a light rail project, Governor Kathy Hochul announced Tuesday in her State of the State address, bringing the dream of simplified outer borough commutes one step closer to reality, but rankling some transit advocates who hope for a more conventional rail investment. The 14-mile Interborough Express would run from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn to Jackson Heights, Queens, on the right of way currently occupied by the Bay Ridge branch and underutilized freight rail spur. The project announced by the governor last year after long being dreamt of by rail fans would connect to 17 different subway lines and serve about 115,000 average weekday riders by 2045, which is a long time. Projects, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, many of whom currently live in transit deserts or have to detour through Manhattan to get to their destination in another borough. Moving forward with light rail for the the Interborough Express means better access to jobs, education, and economic opportunities for some 900,000 New Yorkers in Queens and Brooklyn, said MTA Chair Janet Lieber in a Tuesday statement. I want to thank Governor Hochul for her leadership on this exciting project and look forward to working with stakeholders and local communities to move the proposed project forward. The MTA spent the past year studying um, the project's feasibility, particularly whether the freight rail corridor was suitable for conventional rail, light rail, or bus rapid transit. In its final study released this month, the authority settled on light rail as the optimal path forward, requiring the least amount of expensive and time consuming retrofitting and new construction on the corridor, while also briskly moving New Yorkers where they need to go. Per the study, the light rail checked all five boxes of criteria the MTA was looking for feasibility wise, specifically capacity, reliability, constructability, vehicle specialization, and cost per rider. The prospects were not quite so sunny for heavy rail, which includes high capacity rolling stock like on subways and commuter rails. The study purports a heavy rail line on the IBX would add a nearly $3 billion premium to the project's cost for barely any additional riders and would actually take longer to get from one end to the other. End quote. The bottom line is it was judged to be superior in terms of capacity, speed, and engineering viability, Lieber said at an unrelated press conference Wednesday, principally because the size of a heavy rail vehicle could not be accommodated in some of the existing pathways, and you'd have to build a whole new tunnel. Light rail avoids the major engineering challenges and costly capital expenditures posed by heavy rail, the authority argues. Hold on. Key among those is an existing tunnel on the freight line underneath All Faith's Cemetery in Queens. That tunnel is um too um asvelte for subway like infrastructure, says the MTA, and would require costly capital expenditures to build a new tube directly underneath hundreds of people's final resting spots. Light rail vehicles, on the other hand, are capable of bypassing the tunnel entirely by leaving the existing right of way and traversing the cemetery on level ground along Metropolitan Avenue and 69th Street for about 2/3 of a mile before returning to the Bay Ridge branch. That will also require capital work um, augmenting the streetscape to facilitate the trains and potential opposition from community groups. But the MTA deems those challenges more workable than a whole new tunnel. Overall, the projected cost of the light rail project as of now is $5.5 billion, a very, very moderate sum, according to MTA construction chief Jamie Torres Springer, who said the price tag translates to a relatively low $48,000 cost per rider as compared to the heavy rail option and light rail systems in other American cities. Riders could expect 5 minute peak and 10 minute peak, no, excuse me, 10 minute off peak headways on the line. The agency hopes to kickstart environmental review this year so that actual construction can be covered under the MTA's 2025 to 29 capital plan. Still, the decision rankled at least some transit advocates. The Tri State Transportation Campaign, for one, said that light rail would not allow the project to be as transformational as it could be as a subway or commuter rail line. It's time to break free from the fragmented patchwork transit system that leaves too many people stranded and disconnected, said Renee Reynolds, executive director of TSTC. Our region deserves a seamless transit network that works for everyone. The governor and MTA must prioritize the needs of all riders and the whole region and invest in a system that will bring us into the 21st century. The current proposal is already a downscaling from the dream proposal of years past by the Regional Plan Association, which called for the new train line to extend up up into the Bronx. The Boogie Down section went on the chopping block for engineering reasons. The Hellgate Bridge between Queens and Randall's Island is already used by Amtrak trains and will soon carry Metro North trains heading to Penn Station. And the bridge is not believed to be capable of carrying additional train traffic with shorter headways. Shit. Nevertheless, the IBX would arguably be the biggest and most ambitious expansion of rapid transit in the Big Apple in decades, connecting transit deserts like East Flatbush, Flatlands, and Middle Village to the rail system, and it would reorient transit to more closely hew to today's commuting patterns, which increasingly see travel between two outer boroughs or within one borough instead of from outer boroughs to Manhattan, saving time and headaches. Hold on. Up next in transit, after 8 rounds over 2 weeks, Twitter users have officially crowned Smith Ninth Street as New York City's favorite subway station. Smith Smith Ninth narrowly prevailed over Broadway Junction in the final round of voting, winning 51.6% of the nearly 1,600 votes. Queensboro Plaza took third place in the plebis the plebis plebiscite plebiscite. The contest was launched earlier this month by Sunny NG, a software engineer from Williamsburg and longtime rail fan who decided to host a decisive referendum among Twitter's bustling transit-oriented community to once and for all determine a winner, as the fate of the Big Bird app stands in flux owing to its new ownership by Elon Musk. That lousy fucking piece of shit. In the last few weeks, people have been leaving Twitter. NG told AM New York Metro in the interview. I figured it's now or never. New Yorkers are famous for having opinions on everything, and gauging public opinion on hundreds of subway stations was a momentous undertaking. With 472 stations and only a maximum possible bracket slots of 256, NG, developer of the Weekend This, an interactive real-time subway service map, and um subway though a transit-focused twist on Wordle, got creative. The 200 stations with the highest ridership the week of December 5th got a first round bye, with the remaining 56 slots determined in a qualifying round to enter the head to head bracket. NG counted station complexes with internal transfers as single stations, for instance, 42nd Street Times Square and 42nd Street Port Authority Bus Terminal were considered one station for the purposes of voting. though the Metropolitan Transportation Authority officially deems them separate. The ensuing rounds saw significant campaign activity by rail fans who cheered when their favorites won and jeered when they lost. Votes vote tallies increased with each passing round until individual contests were registering hundreds of votes each. Major transit hubs like Times Square, Grand Central, Union Square, Atlantic Avenue, Barclays Center, and Coney Island were unable to withstand the competition. By round eight, only two stations remained: Smith Ninth Street and Broadway Junction, both in Brooklyn and both with loyal partisans sporting distinct justifications for their choice. End quote. I think it's kind of interesting that the people of New York have such an amazing relationship with the subway system and subway stations and have different reasons to vote for different stations, said NG. And it's interesting to see why people vote a certain way. Smith Ninth, which serves the F train and G lines in Gowanus, is the world's tallest metro station, situated nearly 9 stories above the Gowanus Canal, and sports some of the best views of the city's skyline anywhere in the transit system. Broadway Junction in East New York is a major transfer point serving the A, C, J, L, and Z lines with both underground and above ground segments. Sitting next to a train yard in an industrial setting, the station is one of the best to observe the complex infrastructural song and dance that keeps New Yorkers moving. Votes were also cast throughout the tournament based on factors like station architecture, layout, ease of use, or just whatever stop is closest to one's house, along with many other variables, tangible or otherwise. As for a comment, MTA Chair and CEO General Lieber said he was not in the business of picking favorites among his many children. 472 children, we love all of them, said Lieber at an unrelated news conference in the Bronx on Tuesday. They are all great stations, and really, I defer to the wise men and women on Twitter to decide which is the number one station. All right. And another one is so New Year, new New York City Transit. We're starting 2023 energized by the spirit of our faster, cleaner, safer customer service initiative. As we've been talking about for a while now, our goal is to increase riders' satisfaction with the transit system by 10 points by spring 2024. And we're going to do it by putting New Yorkers first, because listening to customers is the best way to make a positive change. Transit already regularly surveys riders, most recently last month, so we know what kind of improvements are needed to encourage more frequent trips. Safer environment, faster, more frequent service, cleaner stations and vehicles, better weekend service, and enhanced communications. On safety, 18% of customers reported feeling more secure in December than the prior month, the largest increase since February when we first introduced the survey question. Hold on. Riders are noticing the increased police presence underground. Last month, 52% of respondents said they were too few um, uniformed officers versus 66% in October. That's real growth, and we will continue to work with the NYPD to keep up the momentum. Access Ride customers saw across the board improvements in their service throughout 2022 by optimizing schedules, service delivery improved in December, and the driver vacancy rate fell from 24% to 5.4%. As a result, overall satisfaction with our paratransit service jumped 12 points from June to 74%, with the greatest gains coming in frequency of no shows and driver helpfulness. Overall experience ratings from subway customers are similarly trending upward, notching a 7-point increase in December compared to June. The month's overall satisfaction score rose to 59%, driven by increased ratings of cleanliness on board, which shot up by 10 points. Hopefully, it will continue to skyrocket this year as we hire hundreds of new cleaners and implement new cleaning protocols. And in the next few weeks, excuse me, you'll see our station agents coming out of the token booths to provide direct customer service in our stations. The December survey also showed us that there's room for improvement on bus service. Customers continue to share that reduced wait times are the number one factor that would improve satisfaction and encourage more frequent use, along with faster service. And I'm happy to say we made some gains this year on bus speeds. Overall, customers saw system wide maintain speeds 2% above 2019 throughout the year, with priority corridors showing an average improvement of 14%. They should continue to increase following the installation of 300 new automated bus lane enforcements cameras on 9 routes across all 5 boroughs. Hang on, folks. Sorry about the planes. I had to lower the volume. Um, we welcome the opportunities and the challenges that the new year brings. Our North Star goal is clear: 7 out of 10 customers satisfied, up from 6 today. It's an ambitious target, but my faith in our transit team is limitless. 2023 is going to be our best year yet. Um, yeah, we remains to be seen. Gotta wait and see. Remains to be seen. Let's see. Um, let's see. All right. Let's get to our next let's get to our next segment right here, which is chatting all the jazz right here. Let's do this. Okay, what's next? Let's see. We have hold on a minute. All right. Um, okay. So a man was fatally shot at approximately 12:15 p.m. Friday, December 23rd, in front of 8956 165th Street in Jamaica, according to police. Officers from the 103 precinct responded to a 911 call, and upon arrival observed a 40-year-old male unconscious and unresponsive with gunshot wounds to the leg, torso, and face. That's fucking crazy. According to police, EMS transported the aided male to NYC Health and Hospitals, Jamaica, where he was pronounced deceased. No arrests have been made in regard, and the investigation remains ongoing at this time. Um, the identity of the deceased is pending proper family notification. All right, next, what we have here is another recent incident, most recent incident, a couple weeks ago. Um, Major flooding from Thursday night storm has taken over the coast in the southern Queens neighborhoods of Howard Beach, Hamilton Beach, Broad Channel, and the Rockaways. Residents are being asked to move to higher ground for their own safety, according to NYC Emergency Management. That's fucking crazy, man. I tell you, Mother Nature don't really play. There's a major tidal flooding. Hang on a minute here. Yes, there's a major tidal flooding in Howard Beach, Hamilton Beach, Broad Channel, and the Rockaways. Please move to higher ground. NYC Emergency Management tweeted out this morning. Also, remember, all it takes is 6 inches of standing water to move a car. Never walk or drive through flood waters. The National Weather Service in New York has issued a special weather statement for New York City for rapidly falling temperatures, gusty winds, and falling wind chills. They also warned about standing water becoming black ice late this afternoon in the early evening hours. Travel is not recommended. That's right. Early this morning, the city said that the zip codes affected by Friday's storm will be just a sec. Yes, zip codes includes 11224, 11235, 11414, 11691, 11692, 11693, 11694, and 11697. Um, Queensborough President Donovan Richards, yes, Donovan Richards said that his office is monitoring the flooding in the Rockaways and Broad Channel. My office is aware of the flooding in parts of Southeast Queens and Rockaway, and I'll be touring impacted sections of the borough today to observe the conditions for myself, said Richards. I also convened a number of city agencies this morning for a comprehensive briefing to discuss the storm, our response to it, and learn lessons about how we can be even better prepared for the next storm. Steve Kohler, an observer of the damage in Howard Beach this morning and a policy PhD candidate at the University of Miami studying flooding impacts, said that this morning's water levels were the most extreme seen in New York City since Hurricane Sandy. I heard from some colleagues that they were expecting 3 feet of flooding above ground level, Kohler said. People were definitely feeling the impacts. I'm sure basements got flooded, maybe some first floors, lots of vehicles were flooded and immobile. Oh shit. Public library, Queens Public Library has also closed locations in the surrounding areas. Well, interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, Rockaway Beach Boulevard, Cross Bay Boulevard, Peninsula Library. Oh boy. Yeah, Cross Bay Boulevard, Rockaway Beach Boulevard. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, that's a little recap of what went down a couple weeks ago during the week of Christmas. And let's see, what else can we talk about here before I forget? Um before I forget. Anyway, let's get to hold on a minute here. Okay, speeding. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get to it though. New York City has seen a dramatic reduction in speeding since its speed cameras were turned on 24/7, with violations dropping 27% since the switch was flipped in August, the Adams administration revealed on Wednesday. The city's 2,200 speed cameras turned on were turned on 24/7 on August 1st, after the permanent program was approved by Albany in June. In their first month of permanent operation, the cameras logged 755,000 lead foots, traveling at least 11 miles per hour above the speed limit, dropping precipitously to 661,000 in September and 586,000 in October. By November, the number of speed demons caught by the cameras had dropped to 565,000, a more than 27% plunge in just 4 months. The mayor deemed the decline one of his administration's most notable public safety wins of 2022. We knew these changes wouldn't happen overnight, but every day we continue to dam the many rivers that feed the sea of violence in our city with investments in both intervention and prevention, his owner said in a statement. We'll continue to engage New Yorkers at every level on the issue of public safety and make sure 2023 is even safer. Yes. Speed cams, which are only allowed to operate in 750 Big Apple school zones, were previously only turned on during the day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays, being switched off at night and on weekends. The city bolstered its lobbying effort for 24/7 speed cameras, with the Department of Transportation data showing an exceptional increase in speeding outside of camera hours. The DOT, Adonis Rodriguez, created 24/7 speed cameras as one reason that deaths on the city's streets have declined this year. over last, with 231 people being killed in collisions in the first 11 months of this year compared to 268 in the same period last year. Pedestrian deaths in particular have declined this year, with 103 recorded so far in 2022 compared to 121 in the same period of 2021. While one fatality is one too many, we can be grateful that fatalities have declined overall and that we are defying national trends with the near lowest levels of pedestrian fatalities in the city's history, said Rodriguez in a statement. This is at least in part due to our success in securing 24/7 speed cameras operation. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to lower it because of the planes. Anyway, pedestrian deaths in 2022 were the second lowest of any year in the Vision Zero era. The 7,484 pedestrian injuries in 2022 are the highest since the slamdemic started, but that number is well below pre-COVID levels. 10,399 pedestrians were injured in 2019, according to city data. Transportation honchos have touted a number of other measures this year aimed at reducing road deaths, such as making changes to 1,400 intersections and proposing car limiting redesigns on major um, um, thoroughfares. Even so, the most brazen scofflaws have come up with workarounds to protect their ability to drive recklessly. Innumerable drivers in New York purposely deface their license plates to avoid detection by speed cams, inspiring vigilantes of sorts to take matters into their own hands. Wow. Okay, so let's see what else do we have. Um yeah. Okay, so let's get to another recap of let's get to a recap of of the top businesses. Let's get to so obviously gonna be reviewing the 12 biggest New York City news stories of 2022. So the year 2022 in New York City brought with it the arrival of a new mayor tackling years long crises, the shock of war and rash court decisions, and a good amount of political upheaval. Let's take a look back at some of the city's biggest stories in chronological order. Chronological order in 2022. Um, Starting with number one, Twin Park fire. More than a dozen residents of the Twin Parks apartment building in the Bronx were killed in a massive fire on January 19th. Many of the victims died from smoke inhalation as a clear smoke spread through an unsecured door throughout the structure, suffocating residents who were trapped and couldn't make it out. It was the borough's deadliest fire since the Happy Land Social Club arson attack in 1990. Number two, funerals for slain officers. St. Patrick's St. Patrick's Cathedral hosted in late January and early February the funerals for police officers Jason Rivera and Wilbert Mora. The 232nd precinct members were gunned down while responding to a domestic dispute in Harlem on January 21st. Their murders spurred an outcry of anger and sadness from New Yorkers fed up with crime, as well as gestures of support toward the NYPD, whose officers have been frequently targeted by gun-toting criminals in the weeks leading up to the double homicide. Number three, oh boy, battling homelessness. From the beginning, Mayor Eric Adams vowed to tackle the homelessness crisis that has gripped New York for years, though the methods by which he would so came with scrutiny from his critics. Early on, Adams dispatched teams of social workers and law enforcement officers into the subways to provide assistance to homeless individuals and have them relocated to other locations. In March, he announced sweeps of homeless encampments, large and small, that had lined public areas of New York. Homeless individuals living on the streets decried the methods and said the city's alternative to put them in homeless shelters rather than regular housing was more dangerous in their eyes. Still, the mayor kept the focus on eliminating homelessness in other ways, such as by expanding the availability of city FHEP vouchers to ensure that families and New Yorkers in danger of falling into homelessness had a place to live. Number four, war in Ukraine. New Yorkers rallied around the blue and gold flag of Ukraine following the February 24th invasion that's by the son of a bitch Vladimir Putin's Russia. Within hours of the Russian bombs falling upon the country, the Big Apple demonstrated solidarity with the Ukrainian people in a litany of ways, from raising the nation's flag on storefronts such as Veselka restaurant in the East Village to playing the Ukrainian national anthem at the Metropolitan Opera House and Yankee Stadium. Putin's Russia would be hit with severe economic sanctions, and the Ukrainian military proved mightier than most people expected in stopping the invaders. Yet, 10 months on, Putin's forces continue to bombard Ukraine, and the United States is urged by Ukrainian President um, Volo, Volo, Volodymyr Zelensky to do more to help them attain absolute victory. Number five, the N train shooting, as I previously talked about. The most horrific incident in New York this year occurred, and this is from 2022, folks. This is a recap. Occurred on the morning of April 12th when a gunman unleashed a smoke canister and fired shots at commuters at the 36th Street station on the end line in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. 10 people were wounded by the gunfire, but luckily none were killed. More than 2 dozen others were injured amid the chaos. After a desperate manhunt, police were able to apprehend a suspect. Frank James the following day in the East Village. He was subsequently indicted on federal terrorism charges and is expected to enter a guilty plea to the charges early in 2023. Yeah. Number 6. Obviously, I didn't talk about this because of how highly sensitive this is, or whatever case scenario may be. But a little recap about this shit. So, the beginning of Roe versus Wade's end. So the public began to shift away from crime in May and onto other issues pressing the city and country. It began with an exclusive political report in May about a draft Supreme Court decision indicating that the conservative dominated bench was set to overturn Roe versus Wade, the 50-year landmark ruling that had guaranteed reproductive rights to women. Manhattan saw numerous demonstrations in the weeks that followed, calling for the court not to make the decision final, but in the end, those calls were unanswered. On June 24th, the 6-3 conservative-led court nullified Roe versus Wade in its Dobbs versus Jackson ruling, leaving the individual states to make their own decisions on women's reproductive rights. It sparked further anger from the public and with Republicans expected to make significant gains in the November midterm elections, Democrats were re-energized into political action. Damn. Number 7, obviously, I did touch on gun violence in episode 161 episodes ago. New Yorkers bore witness this year to horrific gun violence both at home and abroad. In May, 10 people were senselessly gunned down by a white supremacist at a Buffalo supermarket, and weeks later, 19 others were shot dead at the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. The latest rampages finally resulted in the first meaningful federal gun control legislation to be passed in 30 years. Thanks to the efforts President Biden and congressional Democrats. Yet a day before throwing out Roe versus Wade on June 23rd, the Supreme Court threw out New York State's 109-year-old concealed carry legislation. It forced state and city lawmakers to scramble to pass legislation restricting where people could legally carry firearms, such as by declaring Times Square a gun-free zone. The state is now battling legal challenges to these measures. Number 8, congressional primaries. The botched redistricting process in New York forced the congressional and state Senate primaries to be moved back from late June to late August. The new congressional district maps also caused quite a shakeup in local politics as two veteran Democratic House members, Jerry Nadler and Carolyn Maloney, wound up in the realigned 12th district together. Neither would step aside for the other. So Nadler and Maloney, both of whom were elected to office in 1992, duked it out in the grueling summer primary campaign. Nadler would ultimately prevail over Maloney and a third challenger, insurgent Suraj Patel. In another big congressional race, former Trump impeachment attorney Dan Goldman won a wide open Democratic primary for the 10th district seat over more than a dozen rivals, including Assembly member Uline Niu. Number 9, the migrant crisis continues. Um, looking looking to make a political point, Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott, another piece of shit, decided to send thousands of migrants arriving daily to the border with Mexico on long bus rides to Democratic-led sanctuary cities such as New York. The buses began arriving daily at the Port Authority bus terminal, and New York City welcomed the migrants here with open arms after being rejected by Abbott. The city scrambled to find resources to care for them, and in September, and the Adams administration opened various shelters as well as a tent city on Randall's Island to help accommodate the crush of humanity. And while the Biden administration slowed the introduction of migrants into the U.S. through the enforcement of a Trump era rule, Mayor Adams said on December 18th he expected a surge of new arrivals to begin soon after that rule was thrown out in a court decision. Number 10, stunning success, stunning failure. For years, the Giants and the Jets had been stuck in the wilderness of losing. And at the start of the 2022 campaign, the sports pundits expected more of the same. However, both of New York City's, uh, by the way of New Jersey football teams, quickly proved those pundits wrong. The Giants rattled off 6 wins in their first 7 games. Not to be outdone, the Jets started out the season 7-4 as well. Both teams find themselves in a quick in a no excuse me in a thick of the NFL playoff hunt as of this writing, and their surprising success softened the blow of October failure for fans of New York's baseball squads. The Mets had a glorious 101 win campaign spoiled by the San Diego Padres in the wild card round, while the Yankees, led by their new home run champion Aaron Judge, who hit an AL record 62 home runs in 2022. Yeah, yeah. As I said before the plane went by, the Mets had a glorious 101 win campaign spoiled by the San Diego Padres in the wild card run, while the Yankees, led by their new home run champion Aaron Judge, who hit an AL record 62 home runs in 2022, were once again denied an American League pennant by the Houston Astros. Number 11, the red wave that wasn't. Ahead of midterm elections, the Republican Party was expected to do what any party out of the White House usually does: win big. Nationally, that didn't happen. While the Republican gained a slim majority in the House, Democrats expanded their Senate majority by one. New York, however, saw something of a red wave. Hang on. Okay, Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul was reelected to office over her Republican challenger, outgoing Congress member Lee Zeldin, by a slim margin. But the GOP picked up five congressional seats in New York State, including flipping all four Long Island seats red. Um, I didn't get a chance to cover this George Santos guy, but the curious case of George Santos. Oh boy. One of the Republicans successful in the 2022 midterms was George Santos, who won the right to succeed outgoing Democrat Tom Sazi, in the third district covering Northeast Queens and Northern Nassau County. But a bombshell New York Times report published on December 18th threw the result of that contest into serious question. Santos allegedly lied about numerous aspects of his life, according to the Times report, from his claims to have worked for Citigroup and Goldman Sachs, to attending NYU or Baruch College, to even funding his own animal care charity. The the Congress member elect admitted the day after Christmas, December 26th, to lying about his record, but instead that he did nothing wrong and intends on being seated in Congress this January. Well, that's not going to happen because you lied about everything. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's some other stuff that he lied about, but I'm not going to get to too much of it. I'll probably do that in a future episode, so I'll probably save that for another time. Let's see. And let's get to let's get to the year in review of Queen's top business stories in 2022. All right, so as the calendar flips to 2023, QNS is taking a look back on some of our top stories from 2022. Of course, here are some of our most viewed business stories of the year. You got Regal Center IKEA announces December closure. The popular hardware store IKEA closed the doors of its Regal Center location on December 3rd. The announcement comes less than 2 years after the location first opened its doors in January 2021. Since IKEA Queens opened in January 2021, we've loved being a part of your community, the company said in a statement. Thank you for choosing us as your go to destination for affordable home furnishings and fresh design inspiration. Uh, the store suffered from flooding in September 2021 as a result of the remnants of Hurricane Ida. Certain sections of the store were temporarily closed off in order to repair the flood damage over the months that followed. Governor Kathy Hochul joined several community leaders in July to celebrate the completion of Greater Nexus, a new office building, part of Jamaica's downtown revitalization initiative. Located at 8914 Parsons Boulevard, the building was expected to be available to 80 to 100 tenants starting August 1st. According to Hochul, this new building is meant to help local aspiring entrepreneurs develop and grow their businesses while also forging connections with fellow businesses in the building. The completion. Hold on. Yes, the completion of the project is more than 2 years in the making, having broken ground prior to the COVID-19 slamdemic in 2019. Its total cost was $11 million. Hang on. Who else came in? This is It's a Hard Not Life podcast. Thank you for viewing this. And Hoka believes this building can help encourage people to go back to work in offices in order to better build connections. This is created by the community, Hoku said. The, the timing is perfect to welcome individuals who will be helping build back or reimagine our post slamdemic world as they sit here and come up with great ideas. Um, yeah, so what was that? Oh, all right. JFK held a job fair in November in an effort to hire local workers and help to bring economic benefits to local communities. The job fair featured more than 45 employers, including airlines, terminal operators, concessionaires, and a wide array of companies that provide the support services needed to keep the airport running. A wide range of positions was available at the job fair, including openings for customer service representatives and flight attendants for the airlines, food service positions, ramp agents, airport operations, retail workers, divers, and aircraft maintainers, among other positions. Officials from the TSA and U.S. Customs and Border Protection were on hand to explain the process of receiving security clearance for anyone who is hired for jobs in post security locations. And Primark, an international clothing retailer that offers quality fashion at great value prices, hosted a private shopping experience on Monday, November 28th, for local public school students from PS 3 312 and PS 40 on Jamaica Avenue ahead of its 15th store opening in the United States. The new store, located on 162-10 Jamaica Avenue, opened its doors to the public on December 1st and features a selection of women's wear, menswear, children's clothing, health and beauty products, activewear, and homeware. Okay, Kevin Tulip, president of Primark USA, said he's excited for the future of Primark in New York, as the company's current stores have shown the important role it can play in the region as an affordable and inclusive retailer, bringing back the allure of brick and mortar shops. Primark offers shoppers affordability without sacrificing quality, whether they are shopping for their own essentials, the latest trend pieces, or fulfilling loved ones' holiday wish list. We have something for everyone in the family, and we are committed to delivering the best value on the high street, Tulip said. And Game House, a new two-floor indoor and outdoor multifunctional venue nestled in the heart of Long Island City, celebrated its grand opening on Wednesday, September 21st. Game House, located at 5-1451st Avenue, serves as a sporting club, restaurant, arcade, and beer hall. Yes, the venue features a selection of over 20 beers from mostly NYC and tri state area breweries, alongside an array of craft cocktails, mocktails, and bar food, elevating comfort food classics. The venue is a family owned small business operated by co owners Stephen Chang and Carissa Leong in partnership with El Grupo SN, which is somewhere nowhere, a New York-based hospitality company. We wanted to create a multifunctional entertainment venue that best represents and appeals to the residents of our neighborhood, Leon said. Whether it be an individual looking for a place to have a great meal with a wide selection of beer, cocktail, or mocktail options, to friends looking for a place to catch up while watching the big game, or a young family looking to host their kids' birthday parties in our upstairs arcade and games loft. We aim to find a spot where there is something for everyone. Okay, let's see. Let me see if there's any other um let me see if there's any other topics to talk. Oh, yes, I know. Of course there's the recap of Troy Ave and Glorilla and other topics we need to get to. Let's get to Troy Ave. A little recap from Troy Ave as far as the Christmas season that went down. Um, Troy Ave keeps its personal tradition alive of heating up the streets around the holiday season with the release of a new White Christmas mixtape. White Christmas 10 serves as Dope Boy Troy's fourth project of 2022 and the 10th installment in the festive series. You know how we do around this time. White Christmas, he stated in a video posted to his Instagram on Friday, December 23rd. White Christmas 10 is loaded with 12 tracks such as Early Standout, Raw, and Uncut, and is free of features. The project arrived via Warstar distribution. You can stream the tape below. Troy Ave reflected on his early hustling days, and how they were the genesis of his staple holiday series in an interview with Double XL last year. When White Christmas was going on, I was just trapping. I was hustling hard, trying not to take L's during a drought, he explained. I was still going out of town. I was still doing illegal shit. So I ain't never get to sit down and bask in the moment. All right. We take the studio on the road, out of town, in a hotel, cooking up. I'm recording something for White Christmas real quick, or I go back to my mama crib. I got the studio in the basement. Earlier this year, the Brooklyn native delivered three other projects, including 2022 season, the Sunday service, and New York City, the movie. The latter arrived in November and sought a return to the gritty New York City sound Troy was raised on. This what we on this that New York City sound, he wrote. Atlanta got they shit Atlanta got their shit, Chicago, Cali, Detroit, etc. all got their shit, and it's all heart emojis. But this that East Coast independent king shit, time we start looking and sounding like where we from again. Remember when I came in the game and put all the OGs on my wave out of love and to remind the world of that NYC sound? Well, I'm gonna restore the feeling 100 emoji and all my people from out of town that appreciate that classic. I feel I got you. Just know you don't go to the Chinese store when you want pizza. Oh man. Oh shit. No, that's not it. Oh man, that is not it. Hold on. Hold on. That guy is something else, man. Oh man. All right. Up next is Glorilla. All right, let's take it to over there. Um okay, so um following a slew of controversy regarding her proposed salary amount for an open role as her personal assistant, Glorilla has issued a response. First of all, your flights get paid for. Your flights and your travel, she explained on Instagram Live Thursday, December 15th. If you want a high pay, then pay for your own flights and your own travel and see how much them $500 ass flight tickets be. I take flights every day. Half the shit on that list you don't gotta do. For real. It's just if it comes down to it, you might have to do it. But it's literally the easiest shit in the world. You really don't gotta do shit, but be with me every day. For clarity, the Grammy nominated rapper recently shared a listing for a personal assistant job where the expected responsibilities include managing Glorilla's calendar, organizing meals, traveling, handling itineraries, and coordinating safety protocols for $550 per week. That's a lot of money. Glow isn't the first artist in recent weeks to get attacked over their proposed salaries for a personal assistant. Summer Walker also found herself in a bit of hot water after sharing that she was in search of a white or gay assistant who would pay $2,000 per month. If you don't know what you are talking about, then why are you talking about it? That's a good question. That's a good question. I really like to know that. Oh, 2K ain't enough. 2K ain't enough. How do you know if it's not enough? I could have told somebody to come over here once a week and smell my asshole and leave. How do you know it's not enough? Do you know the job description? Do you know the hours explained the insane singer on her Instagram stories? It was later reported that she hired a black man who will work once a week. Hmm. That's very interesting. That's very interesting right there though. That's very interesting. Um but yeah though, man. I mean, why do you like for real though, man? Why do you have to shit on somebody for hiring an assistant who is going to be paying X amount of money? Like, come on. Like that's that person's that's Glorilla's prerogative, man. Like seriously, man. Let her do her thing, man. Seriously. Let her do her thing. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, hot new restaurants. I want to touch on that too. Let me touch on that before we get to the movie part. Um, let's touch on that. Um, okay. Um, okay. So there's no doubt that with its um cornucopia of restaurants and eateries serving up authentic global fare, the world's borough is a foodie's heaven. This series explores Queen's hottest new spots, and there's a story worth knowing behind each one of those diverse small businesses. Over the past decade, New York City's Thai restaurant scene has seen a steady rise of Isan cuisine. If you have a craving for some elevated northeastern Thai food and a yen for the true flavors of fiery Iceland style home cooking, then you and your friends should check out a popular Iceland Thai restaurant aptly called Zayab, which means tasty or delicious. Nestled along Elmhurst's Little Thailand Way at 7604 Woodside Avenue. This unassuming spot has become one of the city's newest Ison additions since opening its doors back in April. Aside from the great eats, patrons love its vibrant, welcoming atmosphere and whimsical ceiling mural painted by a local Thai artist. My partner and co-owner Pai Shan Wee and I decided to open something that would be unique to the community. We felt that we needed to connect to the community. Having served many meals during the lockdowns, Elmhurst resident Brian Chunton, who was born in Thailand and grew up in Woodside, told Q&S, noting that they continue to help the underserved and elderly through acts of charity and kindness. With the emphasis on seafood and a multi-textured spin on traditional duck dishes, Zayab serves up dishes that go beyond run of the mill Thai fare. It's been designated as a bib gourmand, a restaurant of good quality and value in the 2022 Michelin Guide USA. Yet, rumor has it there's been quite a bit of competition from other popular Thai kitchens alongside Woodside Avenue and Broadway. But Chunton pointed out that Zayab Zab is special because they introduce true Iceland flavor using authentic fresh herbs and spices and source out flavorful ingredients like Thai, hot basil, lemongrass, galango, Siamese, neem, lemon basil, holy basil, just to name a few. In addition, he said that their decision to make one of their line cooks um, a chef who would create authentic Iceland cuisine from his hometown was an important one. It was a perfect match, Chunton added. Perhaps the star of the show is Elmhurst chef Annie Watt um, Katsofa, who grew up in the Iceland capital of Udon Thani and worked in Bangkok hotels for over 20 years. You should sample his tasty signature dishes like the baked fish encrusted with salt and stuffed with lemongrass and the succulent larb ped udon, which is spicy duck, salad, hand chopped duck breast with fresh herbs and spices. Um, but tempting mainstays like the prawn, pad thai, and rotisserie chicken marinated in coriander and lemongrass shouldn't be overlooked. Charlton said he was raised in the restaurant industry as his parents owned one of the first Thai restaurants on Ninth Avenue in Hell's Kitchen. You can say I was born in the business where I learned the fundamentals of hospitality and the art of cooking, he shared. The budding entrepreneur dreamed of opening his own restaurant one day. Eventually he decided that Elmhurst's little Thaiway would be a great location within that vastly Hispanic neighborhood, which the New York Times has described as the crossroads of the world. Finally, I was lucky to find a perfect spot, he added, describing Zayab's atmosphere as festive and reflecting the local vibe of Iceland Thai with free floating art on the ceiling and the sound of both traditional and modern Iceland music that makes you feel like you are really there. The restaurant, which got rave reviews from Eater and the New York Times, has expanded to Williamsburg, where a standalone spot debuted in September. Next up, a spaces stand at the new Tangram Mall in Flushing, according to the owner. The eatery's newest iteration, which is supposed to attract large lunch crowds, is still under construction. He said that he's hoping it will open by the Chinese New Year, which which starts January 22nd, 2023, which is, I believe that's a Sunday. No, that's a Sunday. Some of Zayab's popular offerings like the Mian Pla Pow, which is a salted um tilapia dish served with lettuce, rice noodles, and a bed of herbs, dill, cilantro, and mint, have become real crowd pleasers. Patrons make lettuce wraps filled with the herbs and fish and dip them in one of the two sauces provided, like the spicy green sauce, the kapow, a dish of chopped ribeye, stir fried and garlic, basil, fish sauce, and other flavors is another bestseller. During the slamdemic, we were deliberating food to hospitals throughout the city. I have seen that meal can bring joy to one's life. So when the restaurant reopened, I thought it was important to make food where it transports you to a place that felt like home. Chunton explained, I had a patron say to me with a big smile, I remember this sauce when my grandma made it. The joy of seeing that makes my day. And the prices range from $7 to $30. Zayab offers delivery and takeout options as well as outdoor dining. So there you have it right there. Let's see what else we have on the agenda. Um, yes, TikTok. Yes, as the name of the episode, what's going down with the social media TikTok? I'll tell you what's going down. Um, so TikTok is being banned in 2023 due to allegations against its China-based parent company, ByteDance, which tracks users' data, like location inside of the app. This has led to the ban of TikTok on government issued devices within many different US states. Damn. While TikTok may be getting banned from some devices, the vast majority of users will still be able to access the app and post content to keep content to it, keeping it alive for for the foreseeable future. Excuse me. Yes, for TikTok to be forced to shut down, there will need to be a much bigger series of bans, with perhaps even the Apple App Store and Google Play Store getting involved to wipe the app out. At the time of writing, this doesn't seem likely to happen. Stranger things have certainly happened, so it's perfectly possible that TikTok could be shut down in 2023. However, with its user count still very healthy and maintaining its popularity, TikTok is probably going to survive 2023 without being banned or shutting down. For other TikTok guys, here's an explanation of the Boar's Eye meme song that's causing um the long dog face trend. And here's a breakdown of why our chickens are so funny meme. Oh wow. Oh man. This is ridiculous, man. Why? I don't know, man. This is so fucking ridiculous, man. This is fucking ridiculous, man. Like, really. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous though, man. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about the best and worst TikTok trends of 2022. I didn't forget this. So, I wanted to save the best for last, actually. Now, before I do that, let me give a shout out to the person that just came into the Instagram live feed with what is it? Burst of flavors. Okay, I see that. all right, so yes, 2022 has been another year of TikTokers risking their lives for a like, laugh, or follow, often with disastrous results. Um, the Chinese video sharing platform continues to churn out more ridiculous content, from cooking chicken with NyQuil to coaxing would-be criminals into hot wiring a car. I actually talked about the whole funny chicken shit in episode 209. Yes, I actually talked about this in episode 209 called Funny Chicken. I didn't understand why people would actually go to the lengths to actually, mix chicken with NyQuil when, the dangerous substance is going to harm their health. So that's not something you should try at home, folks. The clips can also be useful at times, like the ones that encourage people to know their worth and quit their toxic job, to laugh a little by slapping friends with flatbreads, and to leave those blackout nights of drinking behind. Wow. This is oh man, this is flat out crazy. Um wow. Okay, so all right, so even as hold on a second. All right, so even as it showcases the downfall um, of humanity, TikTok has only gone up in popularity this year. the The app was expected to reach 94 million U.S. users in 2022, an increase from 86.9 million in 2021. Get ready to view the many questionable, laughable, and disagreeable TikToks of 2022 from our POV. So, the best TikToks of 2022, starting with the tortilla challenge. Okay. You don't need to be Will Smith to participate in this hit challenge. Social media users stand in a circle holding water in their cheeks as they slap each other with a tortilla. Whoever spits the water out first loses. Whoever keeps their water in the longest is crowned the tortilla challenge winner. The corny trend compelled TikTok to add a warning on these videos that reads, "Participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt." Why does that remind me of that one particular game? That one particular game, um, in the Wild Out episode, I believe is what talk your spit. I think it's the same scenario where you hold in the water without without laughing, something like that. Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. And the hashtag act your wage challenge. I really don't understand this one. Yeah, I really don't understand this one right here though, man. TikTokers are no longer working above their pay grade with the hashtag act your wage challenge. The motivating movement aims to persuade young workers to only do what they are paid for and no more, and to urge their coworkers to do the same. Fans of the hashtag act your wage hashtag, which has earned more than 178 million views on TikTok, see it as a way of setting firm, healthy boundaries in the workplace. But some experts warn this new workplace attitude may hurt employees in the long run. Not Jareem Imam, a New York based content creator. Oh man, so obviously, I should have made a sound effect involving the tortilla chip, the tortilla challenge, the act your wage challenge. Yeah, so in a viral TikTok skit with 21,900 views, simulates a conversation with a boss who claims that it's great visibility for a junior employee to consistently stay late to work on a big project, even if she's only making $40,000. Imam shuts down that line with this response: visibility doesn't pay the bills. If you want people to work hard, you just have to pay them better. Damp lifestyle challenge. Not sure what that means. Making poor decisions is a thing of the past for some TikTokers who rallied other social media users to give the damp lifestyle a shot this year. If you only have a few drinks a week or sip on a bev on special occasions, I think, yeah, bev is short for beverages. Instead of throwing them back, you are already consuming the damp lifestyle. Psychotherapist Terilyn Sell told Bustle. TikTok TikToker Hannah Elson believes there's a difference between drinking to enjoy versus drinking to get drunk. She says she starts her night with an action plan to drink with the mindset of the next day for hangover prevention. It's literally like teaching yourself exactly what you can handle, Elson advised. Oh my gosh, man. Okay, this is far the fucking worst idea that I ever heard. Ear seed challenge. Oh Lord. Okay, ear seeds is a traditional Chinese medicine practice crossed the feed of more than 90 million viewers yearning to get rid of aches and illness this year. Budding enthusiasts have been speaking out against the treatment, claiming it's bettered their lives. I love them so much and have been wearing them all week for headaches and digestion. Vid user Jennifer Larkin raved. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, man. This is so fucking ridiculous, man. Oh man. Um yeah. So ear seeds resemble gemstone studs at the front, with a small seed at the back that makes contact with the pressure point of the ear. It's described by health specialists as acupuncture for the ear. I don't know. Red nails challenge? You can't be serious, man. Okay, so you can't beat red, at least according to the young women who adopted the viral red nail theory of painting their nails scarlet to lure a mate. I've never been asked out on so many dates or complimented so much as I have in the past 2 or 3 weeks with these nails. TikToker Melissa Montanou gushed in one video flashing her red manicure to the camera. That's not a bad idea. So the hashtag um Red Nail Theory garnered more than 140 million views, while Red Nail Theory is real attracted 2.5 million views on TikTok. the, that's not a bad idea. Butterboard challenge. Okay, so and now for the cream de la creme of 2022 TikTok trends, the butterboard. Um, this is crazy. In this legendary spinoff of the popular charcuterie board, butter is smeared on a wooden board and garnished with sauces, spices, fruits, and pieces of bread. Hashtag Butterboard spread across TikTok this year, gathering more than 421 million views, even as several users had a cow over hygiene and health risk. Woodboard equal bacteria. At add to that the double dipping guest, and you have yourself a quite germ fest. One person admonished. Nasty, everyone be double dipping. No thanks. Another detractor scolded. Yeah, this one's a bad idea. Okay, now to the worst TikToks of 2022. Obviously, the obviously everybody hated the Halloween costume of Jeffrey Dahmer. So I'm not even gonna really. So this is crazy. So one of the most disturbing trends in 2022 has to be the Jeffrey Dahmer challenge, where social media users recorded their reactions. Yes, recorded their reactions to the sickening crime scene photos of Dahmer's killings. TikTok removed many of the cal- calamitous clips, but one enterprising social media user found a way around the restriction and reposted the images. The challenge started when Netflix released a drama series about the serial slayer in September. According to TikTok, the search term Jeffrey Dahmer victim Polaroids gained 1.7 billion views, much to the charging the 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 chagrin of critics. What 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 the fuck is wrong with people? I'm actually sick to my stomach right now. One TikToker complained. He ate people's insides and kept their bleached bones in his apartment. What did you think the Polaroids would be like? Another pointed out. Ah, this is this is you think the Jeffrey Dahmer thing is worse? The Kia challenge is a lot crazy. So for the sake of Kia users, no, for the sake of Kia owners, hopefully TikTokers will steer clear of the Kia challenge in 2023. As part of the contempt, contempt, contemptible caper, teens tried to start a car without keys, with kids being an easy target. Frustrated victims are tired of thieves breaking into their cars, hotwiring them, and posting about completing the challenge. This trend absolutely makes me feel disgusted. It's really beyond me that people think it's okay to post criminal acts, let alone participate them in. After seeing them, online victim Alyssa Smart lamented. The NyQuil challenge. Oh man, that's the funniest one, and the funniest and worst one that I actually had to talk about too. Instead of opening a cookbook, some TikTokers open their medicine cabinets to add NyQuil to their chicken dinners. Oh man, several people reported becoming ill after chowing down on the medication dressed chicken. Oh Lord. Oh my Lord. The Food and Drug Administration issued a warning about the NyQuil chicken challenge, but some social media users decided to wing it anyway. Oh my gosh. The worst one is period blood mask challenge. Oh my gosh. This has to be the worst feeling ever, folks. I know people may have heard of this, but I wouldn't recommend anybody doing this shit anyway. So don't do it. This is the worst feeling ever, man. Don't do this shit, man. That's a no-no. Yeah, so forget painting your nails red. Some social media users are smearing period blood on their faces. Oh shit. Period blood. Oh my gosh. This very off-putting TikTok challenge flowed through 6.4 billion people's feeds this year. Please, I beg you, do not use period blood as a face mask, pleaded Dr. Joyce Park, who stitched a TikTok video of a woman embracing the DIY skincare hack. There is no way that you are collecting that blood in a sterile way. So there's probably bacteria and sweat and other things that are in that blood. Despite the negative warnings and the hashtags, fast period face mask and menstruation masking have attracted women willing to try positively anything to maintain a youthful look. OB's challenge. Hmm. Leave it to the teams to find a way to turn a playful product into something um perilous. In the OB's challenge, players use a gel ball gun or an airsoft gun to shoot OB's water beads at pals or passerby. While OBs are soft, they can cause injury and even break the skin when shot from a gun. Oh my gosh. Take these off the market. Some people will shoot back, one TikToker cried. To increase impact of the hit, some teens were caught freezing the water gel beads. Authorities in some states have warned they will bring criminal charges against anyone firing caught firing gel beads. In fact, several teens have already been arrested and charged in connection with OB's challenge shootings. Fish tank challenge. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Seriously. This is far. Oh my gosh, man. It's like the fish challenge. Like the fish tank challenge. Oh shit. Um all right, so fitness TikTokers were sticking out their blue tongues throughout 2022 to convince people to ingest methylene blue. As blue seeped into social media feeds, doctors blew the whistle on the dangers of consuming the antifungal dye used to clean fish tanks. Meth, met, methaline, methaline blue is prescribed by physicians to treat meth hemoglobin. Hold on, meth hemoglobin. Oh wow. A condition in which not enough oxygen is delivered to cells. While it is likely not harmful to take um methaline blue in therapeutic doses, medical specialists dispute influences insistence it can increase cognitive abilities, enhance metabolism, and fight aging. I don't know, man. This this is kind of crazy, and this is pretty silly and dumb ideas, man. I gotta say, man, some of these are pretty funny. Some of them are ridiculously dangerous, especially especially the Jeffrey Dahmer one. I wouldn't recommend that shit too, man. But this is just crazy. This is fucking crazy, man. You feel what I'm saying? This is fucking crazy. Like, oh man. Okay, time for our segment movie man cave popcorn. All right, so s- let's get into Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. Um all right, so Donald Glover is getting a Spider-Man movie as the actor, comedian, and artist will produce and star in a film on villain Hypnos Hypno Hustler. Donald Glover is officially getting the Spider-Man project of his dreams. The Hollywood Reporter has shared that the actor, comedian, and Grammy-winning vocalist will star in and produce a film on Marvel supervillain um, Hypno Hustler. While the production is still in its beginning stages with no director or script, Miles Murphy, son of Eddie Murphy, is attached to write the screenplay. First appearing in Marvel Comics in 1976 and 78, Hypno Hustler is a villain with the ability to hypnotize victims with his guitar. When not in disguise, Hypno Hustler is known as Antoine Deslin, lead singer of a band called the Mercy Killers, who robs audience members under their spell. Hypno Hustler is also the latest Spider-Man character to receive his own spin-off film following 2018's Venom and 2022's Morbius, 2023's Craven the Hunter, and 2024's Madam Web. Glover once led a campaign to play Spider-Man, later appearing in 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming as Aaron Davis, a Queens man involved in a high-tech weapons deal with henchman of supervillain Vulture, played by Michael Keaton. Davis is also known as the uncle of Miles Morales. A black and Latino teenager introduced to Marvel Comics in 2011, who eventually becomes Spider-Man. In 2015, Glover voiced Morales in Disney XD series Ultimate Spider-Man. As Glover's FX series Atlanta ended in the fall, Hill next appeared opposite Maya Erskine in an Amazon Prime series Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which he co-created and executive produces. And in other movie news that we need to get to is there's Andre 3000. Here it is. Andre 3000, Outcast member. At this point, refers to Andre 3000 as Andre Benjamin since he is fully submerged in his acting bag. The prototype rapper is set to star in Kelly Reichardt's new comedy Showing Up, A24 alongside Michelle Williams, Hong Chow, John Magaro, and Judd Hirsch. Benjamin first partnered with A24 for Everything Everywhere All at Once soundtrack. Um, Deadline describes the new film as a vibrant and sharply funny portrait of an artist on the verge of a career-changing exhibition. As Ryan, hold up, as hold on a minute. It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. That is not what I meant. Hold on a minute here. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay. All right. So let me just get to wait. Yes, as Reinhardt navigates family, friends, and colleagues in the lead up to her show, the chaos of life becomes the inspiration for great art. A24 has not issued the film's theatrical release date, but it is coming soon. The Outcast Pioneer will also appear in the forthcoming Netflix film White Noise. The film additionally stars Don Cheadle, Jodie Turner Smith, Adam Driver, and Greta Gerwig. Mostly pegged as an at once hilarious and horrifying, lyrical and absurd, ordinary and apocalyptic film, White Noise dramatizes a contemporary American family's attempt to deal with the mundane conflicts of everyday life while grappling with the universal mysteries of love. Mysteries of love. Um, what is it? Mysteries of love, death, and the possibility of happiness and in a certain world, according to Netflix. And it already debuted on the streaming of December 30th. So y'all can check that out. White Noise is the name. When speaking on why he retired from music back in 2019, Benjamin told the Broken Record podcast, "My focus is not there. My confidence is not there. I tinker a lot. I'll just go to a piano and I'll set my iPhone down and just record what I'm doing, moving my fingers and whatever happens, but I haven't been motivated to do a serious project." Um yeah, that's okay. So it's okay, man. You know what I mean? So all right, so spinning gold. Um okay, founded in 1973 by the late Neil Bogart, Casablanca Records defined the sound of its time and launched the careers of legendary acts including Parliament, Donna Summer, Gladys Knight, Bill Withers, and more. With Casablanca Records being regarded as the most successful independent record company of all time, its story is being told in the upcoming film Spinning Gold. Helmed by Bogart's sons, Timothy Scott Bogart, who wrote and directed the film, and Evan Kidd Bogart, who served as co-executive producer. Spinning Gold stars Wiz Khalifa as George Clinton, Jason Derulo as Ron Isley of the Isley Brothers, Pink Sweat as Bill Withers, Taylor Parks as Donna Summers, Ladisi as Gladys Knight, Chris Redd as Frankie Crocker, Jay Farrow with so many voice impressions as Cecil Holmes, and Jeremy Jordan as Neil Bogart. Oh wow. Oh wow. In the trailer, Jordan narrates when we knew that Casablanca could be. We were $7 million in debt. We were $7 million in debt. Oh wow. We were waging an all-out war against all the majors all at once. At one point, he even teased that Motown put out a hit on Casablanca. The film will showcase the making of hits like Night's Midnight Train to Georgia and Summer's Last Dance. The official synopsis notes, along with a ragtag team of young music lovers, Neil and Casablanca Records would rewrite history and change the music industry forever. Their mix of creative insanity, a total belief in each other, and the music they were creating shaped our culture and ultimately defined a generation. A story so unbelievable that it can only be true comes the motion picture event of the musical journey of Neil Bogart and how his Casablanca Records created the greatest soundtrack of our lives. Of course, you can watch the official trailer of Spinning Gold below on YouTube. The film will debut on March 31st, 2023. Mark your calendars in case you want to check that out. Check out Wiz Khalifa in action. And House Party cast reboots. Okay, so remaking House Party did not prove to be too difficult for the cast of 2023 reboot, as they all came into the project familiar with the 90s classic. Like franchise originators Kid and Play, two of the main cast members have Jacob Lattimore and Rotimi have found success as actors and artists. But in a new interview with Hip Hop DX, both record rediscovering the veteran hip hop duo through the original House Party series, which comprised 3 movies released between 1990 and 1994. Shit. As a kid, you definitely remember what you see more than what you heard, says Jacob Lattimore, who plays one of the House Party's reboots lead characters, Kevin. You see the iconic dance routine and them remaking it and doing it in interviews. It's important. For me, it was the film echoed Rotimi. I thought they were so cool, and I thought it was so geniusly written and genuinely funny. It was um, the first of its kind. So for us to be part of something that was so legendary, we had to bring our A game. They had to make sure the writing was good. They had to pick up the best cast for it. The former Power star wasn't the only one to allude to the criticism and skepticism that preceded the movie's January 13th release during DX's exclusive conversation with the cast. We've been hearing things about what they thought the movie was going to be, but we never allowed that to transition into set work. DC on Fly reviewed, we never allowed none of the bad energy to come to on set. We already knew what we was facing. We just got together and was like, whatever happens, we're going to do it together. And not only we are going to do it together. Let's just have fun. We'll worry about the extra stuff later on. He had it, but as we see it, we see now the results. This is a great movie. Not only it does it pay homage to the older generation, but it's refreshing. It gives us a new light on what house party would be in today's time. While maintaining the original house party's general premise, the remake introduces a few updated plot points. After British actor Tossin Cole plays Damon, a down on his luck promoter who, along with partner and best friend Kevin, is trying to come up with a quick money scheme after losing their jobs as house cleaners, excuse me. the plan the plan they land on is an outlandish house party at the home of their final cleaning client, none other than LeBron James, who makes a cameo in the film. With Cole also having been a fan of the Kid and Play originals, Jacob Lattimore says he and his co-star didn't even attempt to rehearse the iconic dance named after the duo and popularized by the first house party. We didn't want to do too much rehearsing because we wanted to keep it raw and fresh. The Shy Town actor explained. We didn't want it to feel to 5, 6, 7, 8 vibes. I think we do a great job of showing how they kick it by themselves, and when they get to the party, they get to do it. They get to do the moves they've always been practicing. House Party, the reboot rated R movie, is in theaters now. Just a few days after a huge Christmas weekend, Avatar The Way of Water became the latest James Cameron movie to score over $1 billion at the box office. And the mega blockbuster, which was released on December 16th in the United States, made $434 million globally in its opening weekend, with $134 million of that coming from the domestic box office. Now, after a couple more holiday weekends under its belt, The Way of Water has reached $1.9 billion at the global box office. This means the sequel only got around a billion more dollars to go until it reaches its predecessor's record. Expect Avatar 3 on schedule. The Way of Water's opening weekend was a huge improvement on the relatively slow debut of the original film, which brought in only $77 million in the United States back in December 2009. Despite that figure, Avatar climbed to the top of all time box office standings thanks to 3D upcharges and an impressive ability to keep audiences coming back to Pandora week after week. So far, Avatar The Way of Water has managed to a similar staying power to its predecessor, despite starting out with a way bigger first weekend haul. The movie is still quite a ways off of Avatar's approximately $2.9 billion total, which it only earned after a few re-releases over the last 13 years. But with 5 weeks of strong returns, which means plenty of repeat customers approaching Avatar's record, isn't completely out of the question for the sequel. Of course, if anyone can do it, would be Cameron, who now has three movies that have gone above $1 billion at the box office. Way of Water joins Titanic and the original Avatar in that impressive club. Hmm. Yeah. So while the movie continues its impressive run, it's also swinging by the competition on the all-time top box office list. The latest movie to get left in the dust is Spider-Man No Way Home, which The Way of Water replaced as its sixth highest grossing movie of all time. So far, The Way of Water appears to be mirroring its predecessor's success. This staying power is perhaps even more impressive than than it was more than a decade ago for the original, with fewer people going to the theater in general. But it's also a great sign for the future of the Avatar franchise. Um, okay. Now, as far as how I did in the box office, let's take a look here. So 6 days ago. Okay, cool. All right. So obviously, Avatar: The Way of Waters is still drawing audiences at the box office, maintaining a substantial lead against competition as it looks to maintain the number one spot for a fifth weekend. Disney and 20th Century Studios science fiction smash added 7 million from 4,000 um, 4,035 locations on Friday, bolstering its total domestic total to an impressive $538.8 million. The film is looking to add roughly $36 million through the 4-day Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. For the 3-day frame ending Sunday, Avatar 2 is projecting a drop of roughly 36% from last weekend. Um, Certainly, The Way of Water isn't putting up the type of superlative staying power that its predecessor did. James Cameron's 2009 holiday release rolled the wave of word of mouth with a series of week to week January and drops in January that never ballooned past 27%. However, The Way of Water is currently outpacing its preceding entry with a $538 million total that outweighs the roughly $500 million haul that the first Avatar had accrued by MLK weekend in 2010. The Way of Water currently stands as the 14th highest grossing film of all time at the domestic box office, with 2019's The Lion King $543 million, 2018's Incredibles 2 $608 million as the next releases to pass in the record books. The sci-fi sequel is the seventh highest grossing film ever worldwide, with a global total of $1.7 billion and growing. With continued box office dominance and no high profile competition on the immediate horizon, The Way of Water has a chance at becoming the first film to hit $2 billion worldwide since the start of the COVID slamdemic. Avatar isn't the only film showing signs of strength at the domestic box office, though. Universal's horror comedy Megan looks to land in second place, projecting $20 million over the 4-day holiday frame. That's a very solid hold for the Blumhouse and Atomic Monster production, which debuted to an impressive $30 million last weekend. Buzz remains strong, and around the film as audiences keep lining up to meet that dancing deadly doll. Beyond those holdovers, the box office saw a group of new releases fending for eyeballs. Coming out strongest is Sony and Columbia Pictures, A Man Called Otto, which expands wide this weekend, adding more than 3,000 theaters after beginning with a limited release over the holidays. The Tom Hanks dramedy looks to land in third, projecting a $14.9 million haul over the 4-day frame to boost its domestic total to $21 million. That's a very solid number for an adult-oriented original drama during the COVID era. Critics lean positive on the film, but audiences are proven to be far more receptive. Projecting a fifth place finish, Lionsgate thriller Plane took in a $3.5 million opening day from 3,023 locations. The film carried by reliable action star Gerard Butler. Yes, Gerard Butler is projecting the finish of $10 million over the 4-day holiday frame. Warner Brothers' House Party will likely open outside of the top 5. Initially produced for a streaming debut on HBO Max, the studio has pivoted to a modest wide release across 1,350 locations. The comedy remake is projecting a sub $5 million opening across the 4-day frame, not exactly making a dent at the box office. Damn. Universal's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish looks to take fourth on domestic charts, projecting $16 million for the 4-day holiday stretch. For the 3-day frame, that's a minimum 8% drop from last weekend. Oh boy. Last weekend. DreamWorks Shrek spinoff, which is already available to purchase on digital platforms, has emerged as the rare family film to become a solid success at the Slamdemic era box office. Now, in its fourth weekend, the film will blast past the $100 million domestic mark on Saturday. The worldwide total currently stands at $206 million. Okay, so stuff to do for the weekend. All right, so starting with Cosmic Con. Let's talk about that one right there. Cosmic Con. Let's talk about that one right there. Hold on a minute. All right, Cosmic Con right here. Here we go. So, Cosmic Con is a 3-day special experience created for hardcore comic fans and young families alike. Is coming to Tangram in Flushing on Friday, January the 20th, which is tomorrow. The event will be held at Tangram, which is located at 133-33 39th Avenue on Friday, January 20th from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, January 21st from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday, January 22nd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cosmic Con, produced in partnership with Big Apple Comic Con, includes all the usual goodies, comics, toys, Funkos, collectibles, panels, original art creators, special guests, and much more. Cosmic Con exclusives include prints and sketchbooks created just for the event, creative play shops for the whole family, and special programming including 100 years of Stan Lee, the world's most famous comic book writer, and the 35th anniversary of the Alien franchise. Guests and artists for this year's Cosmic Con includes Arthur Soydum, a famous artist primarily known for his comics covers on Marvel Zombies, Deadpool, Batman, Alien, Predator, Conan, and more. Danny Figueroa, a longtime comic book writer, former group editor of Spiderman comics, historians, and author of A Marvelous Life, The Amazing Story of Stan Lee. Joe Rubenstein, an award-winning artist and inker best known for the Marvel Universe Handbook, the Wolverine miniseries with Frank Miller, and Infinity Gauntlet with Jim Starlin. Jesse Simon, the grandson and chronicler of the legendary Joe Simon, co-creator of Captain America, the Newsboy Legion, the original Sandman, and countless others. Roy Schwartz, a pop culture historian and critic for CNN.com, the forward and author of The Diagram. During the 3-day event, fast food restaurant chain Chick-fil-A will be selling regular and spicy chicken sandwiches, waffle fries, mac and cheese, lemonade, brownies, and cookies from a pop-up kiosk. The addition to the food offerings at Tangram, the following halls will be open: Cuckoo, Kachu, Crunch Cheese, iMilky, Juju, Nut Tart, Queen Shoe, and Swerve. Soft Swerve. The general admission to Cosmic Con is $10 per day. Kids admission is $5 per day, and a 3-day pass is $35. For more information and tickets, visit CosmicConNY.com. And there you have it right there. So we're gonna get to the all right, I know what to do. Yes, we're gonna get to where you can actually 6 things to do for the weekend in New York. I already covered the California one in last episode. So all right, so starting Friday with January 20th, open badminton. Looking to get moving first thing in the morning? Try your hand at badminton. Come by and learn the basics of the sport and get a chance to practice, play friendly matches, and even play in some competitions down the line. Gymnasium at Alfred E. Smith Recreation Center, 80 Catherine Street, Lower East Side, 6 a.m. Free. Hell no, I'm not doing that. East Village Pub Crawl. Experience the best of East Villages, bars and clubs, and NYC's top multi-level rooftop nightclub. Featuring exclusive drink deals and free VIP entry, the East Village Pub Crawl offers a unique and fun Friday night to attendees. As the night progresses, so will the wild experience of a night out in NYC. The tickets are $24 at eventbrite.com. The crawl starts at 8 p.m. All ticket holders agree to the PCNY terms of use. Saturday, January 21st, nautical Chinese lion Chainz. The Seaport Museum is kicking off Lunar New Year with a special craft activity. Those who come by can create their online chain decoration using paper links inspired by the colorful signal flags that sailors use to communicate. The activity will take place outside, weather permitting. Otherwise, it will be moved to the quarters of Wavertree, South Street Seaport Museum, 12 Fulton Street, the Seaport, 1 p.m. Free, but must register at seaportmuseum.org. Take a pause yoga class. Oh wow. Okay, best friends Animal Society and WitFit NYC will be hosting a fundraising event that will that is one for the books. Yes, led by Whitney Berger, the hour-long class will employ a variety of animal-inspired movements. Plus, adoptable puppies will be on site to do some yoga with you. All proceeds will go to support Best Friends Animal Society, located at River 10 Street, Lower East Side. 3 p.m. Suggested donation of $20 must register online at mindbodyonline.com. And Sunday, January 22nd, Lunar New Year Lantern Reveal. Lunar New Year is right around the corner. Celebrate the year of the rabbit with Chinatown's annual lantern reveal. Every year since 2019, TC has invented an artist to interpret the iconic red lantern, and this year they will kick off the festivities just the same. There will be line dancing, confetti, and lots of friends and neighbors having the time of their lives. Located at Mott Street, Chinatown at 11 a.m. for free. And finally, crafting in the cold. The cold doesn't have to stop the fun of crafting. Join the Urban Park Rangers at Seaward Park as they lead the crowd in a wildlife discussion and then a craft inspired by local wildlife and nature in the park. Playground at Seaward Park, Canal Street, Esther Street, Jefferson Street, and East Broadway, Lower East Side at 1 p.m. and it is free. All right. All right. Time to wrap up here, man. And I think we have to go to the last segment. Last segment of the night is stream choices on the go, man. Let's get to it right now. And y'all know what to do right here, folks. You like what you heard in today's episode and any previous episodes whatsoever, tell us how you feel in the comment sections about the topics, how you feel about it, and all the other great stuff whatsoever. Feel free to show your love by following Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Facebook, Instagram, alongside with my other podcast show platforms, the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the review show of Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. And you can also follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Turn on your notifications so you can see me in action on Instagram Live on separate podcast platforms. All that great stuff right there. And to details on when each episode is going to be dropping. And speaking of which, you can leave a voice message on anchor.fm/gmoneystack/message. And starting with Anchor, let's go. Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcasts. You don't need a debit card or credit card to download these apps. You can download these apps onto your iPhones, your Android phones, your iPads, your Android tablets, your Macs, and Windows laptops. Any version of Windows 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, don't matter. Um, and yes, don't forget to follow my podcast shows on iHeartRadio as well, which is the Sports Edition show of Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast review show. That's also on there as well. And finally, last but not least, make sure you grab that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. Click on the noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes, in case you miss any of them. Everything is all there. Don't worry. And of course, share the episodes, share the videos, download these episodes. Be sure to listen, stream, watch the episodes in case you miss any of them whatsoever. And of course, share the episodes, share the videos, tell a friend to another friend, and of course, spread the word. Word of mouth is important. And of course, be sure to share the link that says linktree/GMoneyStacks555 with all the audio streaming platforms included. And share the podcast with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your friends, the people you're cool with from work, and wherever you meet new people, whether it's at parties, festivities, whatever. So that's pretty good. All right, so that's going to do it for me. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 228. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I love every single one of y'all who tuned in, who stuck around. And don't forget, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and you have to earn it. And I should say, also remember to follow your goals and dreams. Be sure to be yourself. Be confident in what you do. Consistency is key. And be sure to find your voice. And of course, find something and look for something that makes you happy, that clicks to you while you're on your P's and Q's, that gets you into your zone creatively, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that makes you smile alongside with tunnel vision. All right. I'm off this shit. I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Peace and one love. Have a nice weekend, folks. I hope everybody takes care of themselves. Be sure to reach out to one another because you never know when a person might be going through something. All right. So peace and one love. And enjoy your weekend. And have a good night, folks.